What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Dre, the Brute Daniels. Ah, what a glorious day it is because another episode of the Indie Corner where I talk with everybody from the MPS community, writers, artists, directors, producers, doesn't matter if you're in the game, I want to talk to you. And today we have ourselves a fine guest. He is the owner of Ronin Entertainment. Give it up, everybody, for Jarrell Tomlinson.
Here's everybody.
What is going on, my friend? How are you?
Good, man. Like I said, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, all mine. So, ha, as I love to do on this show early on, first of all, I want to thank you from my cold, dark heart for just joining me on my show. But let's get to know you a little bit, Jarrell. Who are you? Where'd you come from? How did we get here?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Pretty small city in the Triad region of North Carolina. Um, my entry into comics all started in grad school, if you could believe it.
Wow.
I took an entrepreneurship class, and from there, before that, I initially thought of comics as just like a side hustle, like something just to do on the side. But after that grad school class, I just decided, man, let me see if I can actually turn this into something I can make money with, something I can make a career with, eventually build a legacy with.
Mm.
So, um, a couple of years later, here I am.
Well, that's pretty good. So, grad school. So, when you were in grad school, what kind of flipped the switch for you while taking those courses to get into comics?
It was an entrepreneurship class. Um, a teacher, the part of the class was like you would be reporting on like whatever venture you had on site because a lot of people have like side ventures and stuff like
Mm.
that.
Mm.
You'd be doing projects and assignments based on that. And eventually, like initially, I started like with a different name for my comic book company. It was called Burning Torch Comics. I just pulled something out of thin air. But
Okay.
Ronin came like eventually when I thought of like Ronin are known for being masterless warriors in
Yes.
feudal Japan. So since I'm someone who's not like tied to a company, I'm under my own banner. I decided to just name myself Ronan.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad you segued there. Because I saw your logo, and it is one of the most unique logos I have ever seen. Like, is it a magnolia? Is it some type of a flower? Like, what exactly am I looking at? It's gold. It's like a royal seal. Like, what in God's name am I looking at?
It's actually a spider lily. It's a gold spider lily. They symbolize wealth, happiness, light. It's meant to like model off of, like Japanese samurai battle flags, or if you ever Google like the flag for the Japanese emperor.
Okay.
Like it's something like that. I think his flag is a chrysanthemum, but like I just decided to come up with this like for like something to be different, you know. It fits like what I'm going for, wealth and prosperity.
Yeah, but
It
okay. So
fits.
a golden tiger lily. Do you have a green thumb, Jarrell? And that's where you kind of get it
No,
from.
I do not, but like I said, it's a flower that fit, for what I wanted, you know.
Mm. That's really cool. And I like when I saw it, it was very unique. It I was like, what the world? Like, what am I looking at? Really cool. Like thought it felt like a plant to me, but good lord, I know nothing about botany. So I'm like it looks like it.
That makes two of us. That makes two. I can identify them, but I don't know how they grow. I don't know how to nurture them or anything like that. So
Gotcha. So with that in mind, what inspired you to actually go forward and make a comic book company? Like, did you grow up a fan of comics? Did you or maybe it's the movies? Like, what really got you into just the comic medium in general, as far as a business is concerned?
hot take alert. I am an admitted normie.
Okay.
I do know comic book characters initially, even before I like got into this field, but I'm admittedly a normie. Like I wouldn't beat somebody who's really seasoned in this field in a trivia contest. They'd smoke me easily.
Okay.
Um, but as far as business, it was like it goes back to that
Mm, okay.
school class in entrepreneurship. It was just something that planted the seed as far as like me like transition from somebody who just does this on the side to somebody who wanted to do it as a business. Like
Okay.
I'm not really operating as just Jarrell Thomason, the creator who does comics. I'm operating as the CEO of Ronin Entertainment,
Mm.
who's like trying to be a business in the comic industry.
Okay. So you're using Ronin Entertainment as like a parent company, as it were, as a parent company to other ventures, maybe in the future, other things other than just comics.
Yeah, you could. That's a way it could be explained. I eventually imagine Ronan producing other people's stuff, publishing
Okay.
their work
Okay.
eventually. Right now, it's just doing stuff I got wrapped up in my own head right now. So that's where Ronan is. It's in its infancy stages, and I'm
Okay.
trying to make it, you know, maybe the next big thing in the industry,
Hey,
at least the indie sector,
yeah,
at least.
you gotta start somewhere. Look, I started Brutal Planet Comics LLC years ago, so it's like I know exactly what you mean. You have to start off somewhere and try to build something out, and now I've done YouTube interviews and I've produced more comic books than I can count at this point. So like, absolutely, I get exactly what you mean. So that's really, really, really cool. And you always have to start off somewhere. So to be here, and as you say, the infancy stages on the ground floor, that's pretty cool. So I am both honored and privileged to be here. Because so in 10 years, when you're ruling the galaxy, remember remember your boy. That's all I remember. It's plain and simple. So
Gonna vape everybody out of existence, but might like knock a few like people off the out of the game. Yeah.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So, speaking of your origins, you have a comic that is debuting called Steel Magnolia Number Zero, and you also have a Kickstarter for it. So let's kick over to the Kickstarter, and you can tell me all about it. Okay, looking at the Kickstarter, Steel Magnolia Number Zero. Who is Steve Magnolia? Oh, he used to be my old boss. That's why it's in my head. Okay, there we go. Steel Magnolia, issue number zero. Road to Jahannam. Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay, all right. Well, break it down for me. What is this story trying to convey to us? What is the overarching plot of this epic that you're putting together?
Okay. Well, issue number zero is basically just a prologue. It's basically to give like readers a taste of like maybe see if they would like be interested in like furthering the Steel Magnolia franchise.
Okay.
Um, it starts off in the middle of a heist of WMDs, a group of like foreign terrorists are trying to steal weapons of mass destruction from the U.S. military of
Mm,
all people.
mm.
And this story covers like how the U.S. military responds to that. As you can imagine, it gets violent.
Oh, I'm
A
certain.
lot of a lot of people are not going to make it out. It's gonna, as the Joker says, there will be blood. There will be people will die.
Yeah.
I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, that's really okay. The premise is very simple for us to instantly grasp, and I like that. I like that. That's really cool, and it's something we all can relate to. Something that we can all understand the real threats behind. Do you have a military background at all, Jarrell?
No, sir. I
Oh,
come from a military family.
oh,
My
okay,
father
okay,
was in the United States Air Force.
okay.
I've got a brother, well, two brothers. One of my brothers was in the Marines, and the other one was in the Army.
Okay, cool. Military family. And so I was trying to see where these ideas would come from, and that makes sense to me. So just taking a little peek here. Are you doing this all solo? Are you the writer, editor, director, and artist? Okay, I see the head shaking is no. Okay, so who else is helping you on this here project?
Okay. Well, I wrote it, but Miss Sophie Daisy is actually the artist behind it. Yeah. I am one of those people who can't draw water from a rock. Um, Very lacking in the artistic skills, but I can write. I can write something. Yeah, I can write a little something.
Okay.
But again, Miss Sophie Daisy, she's the one who's you can all thank for the artist, for the art.
Okay. Okay, sweet. Look, I'm with you. I'm all thumbs here. I'm all thumbs. I can write, I can direct, I can produce, I can edit, I can do everything under the sun, but keep that crayon and or marker out my hand. You do not want anything coming from these hands there. So absolutely, I understand that 110%. So I see you've already kicked off your Kickstarter with 48 days to go. Um, if this is successful, are you making a host? I know you're gauging interest for sure, but if this is successful, are you going to make a whole franchise? And if so, how far do you think this will go?
I imagine, I hope like the dream would be for Steel Magnolia to have a bunch of stories in the future. I have like uh, a lot of stories planned out. As far as like actually the next one is our the origin story, like where she actually appears. She go like just spoil a little bit. Let's see, you get her origin story. Um, you see what happens to some of the characters that appeared in issue zero. Let's see. You also figure out that this plot was to steal these WMDs was part of a big, far-reaching plot that a lot of people don't realize they were just pawns in. But
Conspiracies.
the reader slowly but surely figures that out. And eventually, I imagine Steel Manuel branching off into other like stories with other characters. Like I've got let's just call him he's Ronin Entertainment's version of a Batman.
Okay.
Doctor Strange, um, Black Widow, who else? Aquaman. Like I said, I
That's
got
right.
a lot
Stretch
of
that normie
ideas.
brain. Stretch that normie brain. I see
Yes,
you cooking.
I got
Do it. I
I
like it.
got a lot of ideas, but they need time. They need help from the general public to like reach a store near you. So
Yeah, ain't that's the perfect way to put it. That's the perfect way to put it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So with all that in mind, and you have these plans, and I think they're wonderful. I think it's really really great to see someone that isn't, as I like to call, of the initiated, coming into coming into the indie sphere and really dipping their toe. And quite no, I say that you're going head first, going head first right into it, and just really trying to make something of it. And this is as someone that's been in the industry quite a few years, this is a rough business to be in sometimes. All right, it's a rough business. So
I see people get toxic on Twitter and all. So
yeah, it's a rough business, and it's a business that you can easily be discouraged in, either from like lack of traction or whatever the case may be. Like this is the life of the ups and downs of the indie creator. So and Jarrell, you being a seasoned gentleman, well educated, I know for sure that you're ready for it. But here's my question: when, it's not if, when these roadblocks come, how do you think you'll be able to overcome them? Uh oh.
I mean,
Uh oh.
setbacks are unfortunately part of life,
Yeah.
as cliched as that might
Yeah.
sound. I knew when I got into this, I was somebody who came in with no traction, coming in with a completely new IP. So that strikes one and two right there. And you're probably going to add on to more. So I'm probably going to strike out a bunch of times before I get a hit.
Mm.
But that's how it goes. I mean, like there are some people who they get into this industry, and maybe because they already had traction in like other fields beforehand,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they they just take off. But I don't think that's going to be my story. But I mean, I hope I get there. I can get with those people at the table with those people eventually someday.
And that's the perfect response, Jarrell. I couldn't craft it any better than that. I'll tell you
Appreciate
that.
it.
But that's good, man. And I'm really really glad that that you're really really pushing forward with this. This is really cool. I'm really happy to be a part of the infancies of your journey. Um,
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm the first one to interview you, but I'm going to. I'm stamping it anyway. I'm stamping it anyway. I don't care. I'm putting a stamp on it. But this is really good. This is really good. So, with all that in mind, so we got your Kickstarter, all that great stuff. So, how else can everybody reach you and follow your journey?
Social media. There's also Ronan's email. You can access all of that through a link tree. Andre actually put me on that idea because at first my social media was kind of a jumble. I just put it out there wherever it fit, you
Yeah,
know. But he put me on game, maybe consolidate all my links under one banner. So
that's
you
the
can
best
find
way
me
to
all
do
on
it.
Linktrees,
That's the best way to
Twitter,
do
IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, um, TikTok, Mala.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to help. I'll tip my do rag for that. But this has been really good and this has been really great. I have all those links and the Kickstarter in the description section below. So everybody go and check out Steel Magnolia, not Steve Magnolia, Steel Magnolia #0 on Kickstarter. You'll find that in the link in the description section below. So, Jarrell, is there anything else you'd like to say to all the good people watching around the world?
Like I said, I'm coming in with a new IP, but I hope y'all like check it out. This is how issue number one, issue number two, issue number three is gonna manifest and come to fruition. Like I said, I've got a lot of ideas, but I need y'all help to make sure they get out there.
Yep, that's the perfect message in my book. So, Jarrell, once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my cold, dark heart for coming onto the show, sharing all your great work and this great new origin of a new IP. This has been a huge privilege of mine to actually sit there and talk to you about it.
Likewise, sir. Thank you.
So everybody, that there is Jarrell Thomason. Follow him on all his social media links. That will be in the description section below. And who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I'm Dre DeBrew Daniels. Follow me on all my dope social media platforms as well. I'll put them right on my face. They're not there yet, but they will be at DeBrute00 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram by feeling being silly on TikTok. And of course, check out my comic. Oh, not that one. This one, Trouble, the Rhythm Within, is still available. You can definitely get the full graphic novel in the link in the description section below as well. So, everybody, you all have been fan freaking tastic. This has been the Indie Corner, and I will catch you all next time.